there.Slavery Union. Previously Île Bourbon is an island in the Indian Ocean, east of Madagascar and 175 kilometers southwest of Mauritius, which is a region of France. As of 2014, it had a population of 844,994. The island has been inhabited since the 17th century, when people from France, Madagascar and Africa settled there. Slavery was abolished on the 20th of December 1848, after which indentured workers were brought from South India, among other places. The island became an overseas department of France in 1946. The local language, spoken by the majority of the population, is there.Union Creole. The official language is French. Administratively, there.Union is one of the overseas departments of France. Like the other four overseas departments, it is also one of the 18 regions of France, with the modified status of overseas region, and an integral part of the Republic with the same status as metropolitan France. there.Union is an outermost region of the European Union and, as an overseas department of France, part of the Eurozone. History. Not much is known of there.Union's history prior to the arrival of the Portuguese in the early 16th century. Arab traders were familiar with it by the name Dina Morjabin. The island is possibly featured on a map from 1153 AD by Al-Sharif el-Idrisi. The island might also have been visited by Swahili or Austronesian sailors on their epic journey to the west from the Malay archipelago to Madagascar. The first European discovery of the area was made around 1507 by Portuguese explorer Diogo Fernandes Pereira, but the specifics are unclear. The uninhabited island might have been first sighted by the expedition led by Dom Pedro Mascarenhas, who gave his name to the island group around there.Union, the Mascarenes. there.Union itself was dubbed Santa Apollonia after a favorite saint, which suggests that the date of the Portuguese discovery could have been the 9th of February, her saint day. Diogo Lopes de Siqueira is said to have landed on the islands of there.Union on Rodrigues in 1509. Over a century later, nominal Portuguese rule had left Santa Apollonia virtually untouched. The island was then occupied by France and administered from Port Louis, Mauritius, although the first French claims date from 1638, when François Coche and Salomon Goubert visited in June 1638. The island was officially claimed by Jacques Pronas of France in 1642, when he deported a dozen French mutineers to the island from Madagascar. The convicts were returned to France several years later, and in 1649, the island was named Île Bourbon after the French royal house of Bourbon. Colonization started in 1665, when the French East India Company sent the first settlers. Île de there.Union was the name given to the island in 1793 by a decree of the Convention Nationale with the fall of the House of Bourbon in France, and the name commemorates the union of revolutionaries from Marseille with the National Guard in Paris, which took place on the 10th of August 1792. In 1801, the island was renamed Île Bonaparte, after First Consul Napoleon Bonaparte. The island was invaded by a Royal Navy squadron led by Commodore Josias Rowley in 1810, who used the old name of Bourbon. When it was restored to France by the Congress of Vienna in 1815, the island retained the name of Bourbon until the fall of the restored Bourbons during the French Revolution of 1848, when the island was once again given the name Île de there.Union. For the 17th to the 19th centuries, French colonization, supplemented by importing Africans, Chinese and Indians as workers, contributed to ethnic diversity in the population. From 1690, most of the non-Europeans were enslaved. The colony abolished slavery on the 20th of December 1848. Afterward, many of the foreign workers came as indentured workers. The opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 reduced the importance of the island as a stopover on the East Indies trade route. During the Second World War, Irkut Union was under the authority of the Vichy regime until the 30th of November 1942, when Free French forces took over the island with the destroyer Leopard. Irkut Union became a département d'outre-mer of France on the 19th of March 1946. Its département code is 974. Over about 2 decades in the late 20th century, 1,630 children from Irkut Union were relocated to rural areas of metropolitan France, particularly to Crusay, ostensibly for education and work opportunities. That program was led by influential Gaullist politician Michel Debré, who was an MP for Irkut Union at the time. Many of these children were abused or disadvantaged by the families with whom they were placed. Known as Children of Crusay, their fate came to light in 2002 when one of them, Jean-Jacques Marshall, filed suit against the French state for kidnapping and deportation of a minor. Other similar lawsuits were filed over the following years, but all were dismissed by French courts and finally by the European Court of Human Rights in 2011. In 2005 and 2006, Irkut Union was hit by a crippling epidemic of chikungunya, a disease spread by mosquitoes. According to the BBC News, 255,000 people on Irkut Union had contracted the disease as of the 26th of April 2006. The neighboring islands of Mauritius and Madagascar also suffered epidemics of this disease during the same year. A few cases also appeared in mainland France, carried by people traveling by airline. The French government of Dominique de Villepin sent an emergency aid package worth €36 million and deployed approximately 500 French troops in an effort to eradicate mosquitoes on the island. In July 2015, a flaperon from a Boeing 777 aircraft washed up on the shore of the island. The piece of debris was confirmed by Malaysian authorities to be part of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, which disappeared in March 2014. Politics. Irkut Union sends 7 deputies to the French National Assembly and 3 senators to the Senate. Administrative divisions. Administratively, Irkut Union is divided into 4 arrondissements, 49 cantons and 24 communes. It is a French overseas département and hence a French overseas region. The low number of communes, compared with French metropolitan departments of similar size and population, is unique. Most Réunionnaises communes encompass several localities, sometimes separated by significant distances. Foreign relations. Although diplomacy, military and French government matters are handled by Paris, Irkut Union is a member of La Francophonie, the Indian Ocean Commission, the International Trade Union Confederation, the Universal Postal Union and the World Federation of Trade Unions in its own right. Districts. Geography. The island is 63 kilometers long, 45 kilometers wide, and covers 2,512 square kilometers. It is above a hot spot in the Earth's crust, the Piton de la Fournaise, a shield volcano on the eastern end of Irkut Union Island, rises more than 2,631 meters above sea level and is sometimes called a sister to Hawaiian volcanoes because of the similarity of climate and volcanic nature. It has erupted more than 100 times since 1640 and is under constant monitoring, most recently erupting on the 31st of July 2015. During another eruption in April 2007, the lava flow was estimated at 3 million cubic meters per day. The Piton de la Fournaise is created by a hotspot volcano, which also created the Piton des Neiges and the islands of Mauritius and Rodrigues. The Piton des Neiges volcano, the highest point on the island at 3,070 meters above sea level, is northwest of the Piton de la Fournaise. Collapsed calderas and canyons are southwest of the mountain. Like Kohala on the Big Island of Hawaii, the Piton des Neiges is extinct. Despite its name, snow practically never falls on the summit. The slopes of both volcanoes are heavily forested. Cultivated land and cities like the capital city of St. Denis are concentrated on the surrounding coastal lowlands. Offshore part of the west coast is characterized by a coral reef system. Réunion also has 3 calderas: the Cirque de Saillasy, the Cirque de Silaus and the Cirque de Mafate. The last is accessible only on foot or by helicopter. Climate. The climate in Réunion is tropical, but temperature moderates with elevation. The weather is cool and dry from May to November, but hot and rainy from November to April. Precipitation levels vary greatly within the island, with the east being much wetter than the west. There is more than 6 meters of rain a year on some parts of the east and less than 1 meter a year on the west coast. Réunion holds the world records for the most rainfall in 12, 72 and 96-hour periods. Environment. Since 2010, Réunion is home to a UNESCO World Heritage Site that covers about 40% of the island's area and coincides with the central zone of the Réunion National Park. Wildlife. Réunion is home to a variety of birds such as the white-tailed tropic bird. Its largest land animal is the panther chameleon, Furcifer pardalis. Much of the west coast is ringed by coral reef which harbors, among other animals, sea urchins, conger eels and parrotfish. Sea turtles and dolphins also inhabit the coastal waters. Humpback whales migrate north to the island from the Antarctic waters annually during the southern hemisphere winter to breed and feed, and can be routinely observed from the shores of Réunion during this season. At least 19 species formerly endemic to Réunion have become extinct following human colonization. Between 2011 and 2015, there were 17 shark attacks in the waters of Réunion, of which 7 were fatal. In July 2013, the prefect of Réunion, Michel Lalande, announced a ban on swimming, surfing and bodyboarding off more than half of the coast. Lalande also said 45 bull sharks and 45 tiger sharks would be culled, in addition to the 20 already killed as part of scientific research into the illness ciguatera. Migrations of humpback whales contributed in bloom of whale watching industries on Réunion, and watching rules have been governed by the Omar and Globus. Gardening. Bourbon roses. The first members of the Bourbon group of garden roses originated on this island from a spontaneous hybridization between damask roses and Rosa chinensis, which had been brought there by the colonists. The first Bourbon roses were discovered on the island in 1817. Population. Ethnic groups present include people of African, Indian, European, Malagasy and Chinese origin. Local names for these are Yabs, Kaz, Malbars, and Chinois. All of the ethnic groups comprising the island are immigrant populations that have come to Réunion from Europe, Asia, and Africa over the centuries. There are no indigenous people on the island, as it was originally deserted. These populations have have mixed from the earliest days of the island's colonial history, resulting in a majority population of mixed race and of Creole culture. It is not known exactly how many people there are of each ethnicity, since the French census does not ask questions that are about ethnic origin, which applies in our acute union because it is a part of the 1958 Constitution, and also because of the extent of racial mixing on the island. According to estimates, whites make up approximately 1/4 of the population. Ethnic Indians make up more than 25% of the population, and people of Chinese ancestry form roughly 3%. The percentages for mixed-race people and those of Afro-Malagasy origins vary widely in estimates. There are also some people of Vietnamese ancestry on the island, though they are very few in number. Tamils are the largest group among the Indian community. People of Gujarati, Bihari and other origins form the remainder of the Indian Réunion population. The island's community of Muslims from northwestern India, particularly Gujarat and elsewhere, is commonly referred to as Zarabis. Creoles make up the majority of the population. Groups that are not Creole include people recently arrived from metropolitan France and those from Mauritius and the Comoros. Historical demographics. Religion. The predominant religion is Christianity, notably Roman Catholicism, with a single jurisdiction, the Roman Catholic Diocese of St. Denis de la Acute Union. Religious intelligence estimates Christians to be 84.9% of the population, followed by Hindus and Muslims. Chinese folk religion and Buddhism are also represented, among others. Most large towns have a Hindu temple and a mosque. Culture. Réunionnese culture is a blend of European, African, Indian, Chinese and insular traditions. The most widely spoken language, acute Union Creole, derives from French. Language. French is the only official language of acute Union. Although not official, acute Union Creole is the native language of a large part of the population and is spoken alongside French. Creole is used informally and orally in some administration offices, whereas the official language of any administration office as well as education is French. Because of the diverse population, other languages are also spoken, such as Comorian language varieties, Malagasy by recent immigrants from Mauritius and Madagascar, Mandarin, Hakka and Cantonese by members of the Chinese community. But fewer people speak these languages as younger generations start to converse in French and acute Union Creole. There are a significant number of speakers of Indian languages, mostly Tamil, Gujarati and Urdu. Arabic is taught in mosques and spoken by a small community of Muslims. English is a compulsory second language as part of the French school curriculum, but as in mainland France, English fluency is rare. German and Spanish are offered as a third language. Tamil is also taught as optional language in some schools. Music. There are two music genres which originated in acute Union. Sega, which originated earlier and is also traditional in Mauritius, Rodrigues and Seychelles, and Malaya, which originated in the 19th century and is only found in acute Union. Sport. Mooring is local combat dance sport similar to capoeira. There are several famous Réunionnese sportsmen and women like the handballer Jackson Richardson, as well as the karateka Lucy Ignace. Professional footballers include Dimitri Payet, Florence Sanama Pongol and Guillaume Horao. Laurent Robert, an ex-Hibernian and Celtic player Didier Agathe have also featured in movies. Agathe appeared in A Shot at Glory, whilst Robert was in goal. Acute Union has a number of contributions to worldwide professional surfing. It has been home to notable pro surfers including Jeremy Flores, Johanna de Fey and Justine Moven. famous breaks, and Leu has been host to several World Surfing Championship competitions. Media. Broadcasting. Réunion Union has a local public television channel, Réunion Union 1 Air, which now forms part of France.As and also receives France 2, France 3, France 4, France 5 and France 24 from metropolitan France, as well as France.As, which shows programming from all of the overseas departments and territories. There are also two local private channels, Téléécoute KRéécoute and Antenne Réécoute Union. It has a local public radio station, formerly Radio Réécoute Union, but now known as Réécoute Union 1 Air, like its television counterpart. It also receives the Radio France networks France Inter, France Musique and France Culture. The first private local radio station, Radio Freedom, was introduced in 1981. Newspapers. Two main newspapers, Journal de la Ligue de la Réécoute Union, Le Quotidien, Filmadama, Mississippi Mermaid, Economy. In 2013, the GDP of Réécoute Union was estimated at €16.7 billion and the GDP per capita was €19,854. Sugar was traditionally the chief agricultural product and export. Tourism is now an important source of income. The island's remote location, combined with its stable political alignment with Europe, makes it a key location for satellite receiving stations and naval navigation. Unemployment is a major problem on Réécoute Union. The rate stood at 30% in 2014 and 60% among young people. According to Le Monde, 42% of the population lived below the poverty line in 2010. Public services. Health. There are no public health threats. In 2005-2006, Réécoute Union experienced an epidemic of chikungunya, a viral disease similar to dengue fever brought in from East Africa, which infected almost a third of the population because of its transmission through mosquitoes. The epidemic has since been eradicated. See the history section for more details. Transport. Roland Garros Airport serves the island, handling flights to India, Madagascar, Mauritius, South Africa, Thailand, and France. Pierrefonds Airport, a smaller airport, has some flights to Mauritius and Madagascar. Bibliography. James Rogers and Louise Simon. The status and location of the military installations of the member states of the European Union and the potential role for the European security and defense policy. Brussels, European Parliament, 2009. 25 pp.